99% give up too soon. The 1% who persist change their destiny. Persistence. It doesn't sound glamorous. It doesn't look 99% give up too soon. The 1% who persist change their destiny. Persistence. It doesn't shine like talent. It doesn't sound as exciting as inspiration. Yet persistence is the invisible force behind every story of victory. Talent may open the door, but persistence keeps you walking until you reach the promise. Motivation may light the fire, but persistence keeps the flame alive when the winds of difficulty blow against you. Most people begin with excitement. They start strong, fueled by passion, by enthusiasm, by the thrill of something new. But then comes reality. Obstacles appear. Delays stretch longer than expected. Critics rise. Failure knocks. And this is where the 99% quit. Not because they weren't capable, not because the dream wasn't possible, but because they didn't persist long enough. Persistence is rare, but persistence is unstoppable. Thomas Edison once said, "Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up." Imagine that, giving up one step before the breakthrough, one decision before the miracle. That is the tragedy of quitting too soon. But those who persist, those who refuse to stop, those who keep moving even when every voice tells them to quit, those are the 1% who change their destiny. Look at history. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. Doubt whispered daily, "You will die here." Yet he persisted. He believed in freedom, in justice, in a future worth fighting for. And when he walked out of those prison gates, he became the leader of a nation. That's the fruit of persistence. Think of Michael Jordan, cut from his high school basketball team. Most would have quit. He persisted. Later he said, "I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Failure did not stop him, because persistence transformed failure into training. Persistence is not glamorous. It is not the highlight reel you see on social media. It is the daily grind, the unseen hours, the decision to rise again after falling. It is the stubborn refusal to quit, even when progress is invisible. Picture a hammer striking a stone. The first blow does nothing. The second blow, nothing. The 10th, nothing. But after 100 strikes, the stone cracks. Not because the last blow was stronger, but because persistence made every strike matter. That is how your dream works. Every action, every step, every attempt is building pressure. And one day, the breakthrough comes. The Bible is filled with persistence. Noah built the ark for years while the world mocked him. Abraham waited decades for the promise of a child. Paul wrote letters of faith from a prison cell. Jesus endured the cross for the joy set before him. Persistence is woven into the fabric of faith. And here is the truth. Persistence is not natural. Everything in you wants to quit. Your body wants comfort. Your mind wants safety. Your emotions want relief. But persistence is not about feelings. It is about decision. It is the discipline to keep going regardless of mood, regardless of obstacles, regardless of delay. Most people confuse delay with denial. They think, if it hasn't happened yet, maybe it never will. But delay is part of the design. Delay is training ground. Delay tests your faith, your patience, your resilience. Delay separates the 99 from the 1. And this is why persistence is unstoppable, because the person who refuses to quit cannot be defeated. They may be delayed, but not denied. They may be knocked down, but not destroyed. They may be underestimated, but they will rise. Right now, I want you to think about the area in your life where you've been tempted to quit. Maybe it's a dream, a business, a goal, a calling. You've worked, you've prayed, you've tried, and still you don't see results. And doubt whispers, "Stop. It's not worth it. Nothing is happening." But persistence says, "Keep going." Roots are growing underground. Breakthrough is coming. Say this with me. I will persist until I succeed. I will not quit. Delay is not denial. Every step I take matters. Every day I persist, I grow stronger. Say it again. Let it sink into your spirit. Because persistence begins not with action, but with decision. Persistence is power. Persistence is destiny fulfilled. And persistence is the force that makes you unstoppable. Persistence is not only about strength, it is about vision. You persist because you see something others do not. You see beyond the present obstacle into the future reward. Without vision, persistence feels pointless. But with vision, persistence feels inevitable. You know why you are enduring. You know what you are fighting for. That's why the enemy attacks your vision when he cannot break your will. He clouds your sight. He whispers, "This is useless. Nothing is changing. Give up." But persistence is about keeping your eyes fixed, even when the path looks dark. Like a runner who cannot yet see the finish line, but knows it is ahead, you keep moving step after step because you trust the race is not in vain. Think of Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first television job and told she was unfit for TV. Many would have quit, but she persisted. Today, she is one of the most influential voices in the world. What changed? Not her talent. She already had talent. What changed was her persistence. Persistence is not talent, is not luck, is choice, is the choice to try one more time, to send one more application, to practice one more hour, to rise one more morning. Imagine a fire. If you feed it once and then abandon it, it dies. But if you keep feeding it, even small pieces of wood, it grows into something unstoppable. Persistence is the wood you keep feeding your fire with. The danger of quitting is not only losing what you've worked for, it is losing who you are becoming. Every time you persist, you grow stronger. Every time you endure, you build character. Every time you push through resistance, you increase your capacity. Quitting robs you not only of the outcome, but of the growth process. This is why persistence is divine. It transforms you. It prepares you. It stretches you for the size of the blessing coming your way. If the promise is big, the persistence must be great. And here's the secret. Persistence feels hardest right before the breakthrough. That's when resistance is strongest. That's when voices get loudest. That's when doubt screams the most. Why? Because the enemy knows you're close. Because the pressure means the wall is about to crack. Because the night is darkest right before the dawn. Don't stop on the edge of your miracle. Don't quit in the hallway when the door is about to open. Don't surrender after years of work when the reward is just one step further. Think about Joseph. Betrayed, sold into slavery, imprisoned unfairly. 13 years of delay. 13 years of suffering. Yet he persisted in faith. And when the moment came, he rose from prisoner to governor overnight. Had he quit in year 12, he would have missed the palace. Persistence carried him to his destiny. Right now, I want you to see your own journey like Joseph's. Maybe you feel stuck in the pit. Maybe you feel trapped in the prison. But the palace is still ahead. The delay is not denial. The suffering is not the end. If you persist, your story will turn. So declare it. I will not stop. I will not quit. I will persist until the promise becomes reality. I'm closer than I think. My persistence is stronger than my pain. Persistence is not optional if you want destiny. It is the price of greatness. It is the pathway to victory. And it is the guarantee that the 99% will fall away, but you will remain standing. Persistence is not only about enduring difficulty, it is about transforming difficulty into strength. Every obstacle you face becomes a weight that builds your muscles of faith. Every delay is resistance that stretches your patience. Every disappointment is fire that purifies your motives. Without persistence, you remain fragile. With persistence, you become unbreakable. Think of the Apostle Paul. Beaten, shipwrecked, imprisoned, betrayed. Any one of those trials could have been an excuse to quit. Yet he persisted. From his prison cell, he wrote words of life that still inspire millions today. His persistence outlived his pain. His endurance created legacy. That is the power of persistence. It outlasts opposition. It outlives critics. It survives storms. And in the end, it shines brighter because of the darkness it endured. Let's be honest, persistence hurts. It hurts to wait when you want to run. It hurts to try again when you've already failed. It hurts to be mocked, to be underestimated, to be overlooked. but pain is part of the process. And persistence transforms pain into preparation. Nelson Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." That is the anthem of persistence. Impossible is just the word used by those who gave up too soon. But to the persistent, impossible becomes inevitable. So how can you build unstoppable persistence in your life? Start small. Set disciplines you refuse to break. Read truth daily. Pray daily. Take one step toward your dream daily. Persistence is not built in a day. It is built daily. Second, focus on progress, not perfection. The path will not be straight. You will stumble. You will fall. You will fail. But persistence is not perfection. It is continuation. You keep moving. You keep learning. You keep rising. Third, anchor your persistence in purpose. If your why is weak, your persistence will collapse. But if your why is strong, if your dream is tied to destiny, to service, to calling, then nothing can shake you. Purpose fuels persistence. And finally, surround yourself with persistence. Iron sharpens iron. Be with people who refuse to quit, who remind you of your calling when you forget, who push you forward when you slow down. Isolation breeds quitting. Community breeds endurance. Right now, I want you to declare this with me. I am persistent. I'm unstoppable. I do not quit. I do not surrender. Every obstacle strengthens me. Every delay prepares me. Every failure teaches me. I will persist until I succeed. Say it again. Let it rise inside of you. Let it break the power of quitting that has followed you. Because here is the truth. Persistence guarantees victory. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually, inevitably, unquestionably. The world cannot deny the person who refuses to quit. If this message is igniting something in you, don't let the flame die here. Subscribe to Napoleon Inspires right now. Every day, you will receive principles of faith, persistence, and purpose. Daily reminders to keep moving. Daily encouragement to endure. Daily fuel to keep you among the 1% who never quit. Remember, the 99% give up too soon. But you are not one of them. You are the 1% who persists. And because you persist, your destiny will change. The unstoppable power of persistence is already inside you. Use it, protect it, feed it, and watch as your life transforms, one step, one day, one victory at a time.